San Diego, California, March 31st, 1973. The sports arena holds 14,000 people, but tonight feels smaller, quieter, like the walls are closing in. Muhammad Ali sits in his corner, breathing hard, staring across the ring at Ken Norton. It is the end of round two. Ali's jaw hurts, not the dull ache of a hard punch. Something sharper, something wrong. He works his mouth open and closed. The movement sends pain through his face like electricity. He does not tell Angelo Dundee. He does not tell anyone. The bell rings for round three. Ali stands and walks to the center of the ring. His jaw is broken. He has 10 more rounds to survive. This fight was supposed to be easy, a tune-up, a showcase. Ken Norton is a good fighter, but not a great one. His record is 29 wins, 7 losses. He has never fought for a title. He has never beaten a top contender. Ali is the former heavyweight champion, working his way back toward a rematch with Joe Frazier. The plan is simple. Beat Norton, beat someone else, then fight Frazier again for the title. Norton is just a name on the schedule, a paycheck, a stepping stone. Except Norton did not read the script. Ken Norton is 30 years old, 6'3", 210 pounds of muscle and discipline. He was a Marine. He trains harder than anyone in boxing. He does not drink, does not smoke, does not chase women. He runs 5 miles every morning. He does 1,000 sit-ups a day. His trainer, Eddie Futch, has studied Ali's style for months and designed a strategy specifically to beat him. The strategy is working. And now, halfway through round two, Ali's jaw is broken, and no one knows except Ali. He felt it happen. Norton threw a right hand. Not a perfect punch. Not a knockout shot. Just a solid right hand that landed on the hinge of Ali's jaw. Ali felt something shift. Heard something crack. The pain was immediate and intense. But the round was almost over. So Ali covered up and survived. Now sitting in the corner, he knows something is seriously wrong. His jaw will not close properly. When he breathes, the pain spikes. When he tries to talk, the words come out slurred. Dundee leans in. "You okay?" Ali nods. He does not trust his voice. If he tells Dundee the jaw is broken, Dundee will stop the fight. And if the fight is stopped, Ali's path back to the title is over. The press will say he is finished, that the loss to Frazier broke him, that he cannot handle young, hungry fighters anymore. Ali would rather fight 10 more rounds with a broken jaw than live with that narrative. So he fights. Round 3. Ali tries to box. Stay on the outside. Use the jab to keep Norton at distance. But every time he throws a punch, the impact reverberates through his jaw. Every time Norton lands, the pain multiplies. Norton is fighting the perfect fight. He keeps his right hand high, protecting against Ali's jab. He moves forward in a crouch, making himself a difficult target. And he throws straight punches, jabs and right hands that land with precision. Ali's usual tricks are not working. He cannot talk Norton into mistakes. He cannot dance away from the pressure. Norton is too disciplined, too well prepared, too hungry. By round 5, the fight is slipping away. Ali is losing rounds, clear rounds. Norton is landing the cleaner punches, controlling the pace, dictating the action. Ali's face is swelling, his jaw is screaming. But he keeps fighting. He has no choice. Quitting is not an option. Losing is not an option. So he absorbs the punishment and hopes he can find a way to turn the fight around. At the time, no one in the arena knew what was happening. The crowd is confused. This does not look like the Muhammad Ali they know. Where is the speed? Where is the movement? Where are the combinations that make opponents look foolish? Ali is flat-footed, slow, predictable. Norton is making him look ordinary. And the crowd does not understand why. They boo. Not Norton. Ali. They paid to see greatness, and they are watching a man struggle against a fighter he should dominate. In Ali's corner, Dundee is getting desperate. Between rounds, he shouts instructions. Move more. Throw combinations. Stop letting Norton walk you down. Ali nods, but he cannot execute. The pain is too intense. His jaw is not just broken. It is getting worse. The bone is shifting with every punch, every breath. Ali knows he needs a doctor. He knows he should stop. But he also knows what stopping means. It means admitting defeat. It means giving Norton a victory that could define the rest of Ali's career. So he does not stop. Round 6. Norton lands a hard right hand. Ali's legs buckle. The crowd gasps. Norton follows up with a left hook. Ali covers and retreats to the ropes. Norton pins him there and unloads. Jab, right hand, left hook, jab, right hand. Ali cannot fight back. He can only survive. The bell rings. Ali stumbles back to his corner. Dundee looks at him closely. Something's wrong. What is it? Ali shakes his head. I'm fine. Let's go. Dundee does not believe him. But the fight continues. Round 7. Ali tries something different. He stops trying to box and starts trying to brawl. It is a desperation move. If he cannot outbox Norton, maybe he can outfight him. Maybe he can land one big punch and change the trajectory of the fight. He plants his feet and throws a right hand. Norton slips it and counters with a jab. Ali throws a left hook. Norton blocks it and fires a right hand that lands on Ali's broken jaw. Ali's eyes water. The pain is unbearable, but he does not go down. He clinches, holds on, survives. The pattern repeats for 8 more rounds. Ali trying to fight. Norton calmly, methodically breaking him down. Winning rounds, banking points, building an insurmountable lead. Ali has moments. A clean jab here, a right hand there, but they are not enough. Norton is too steady, too disciplined, too prepared, and Ali is too hurt. Round 12, the final round. Ali knows he has lost. The judges' scorecards are not announced until the end, but Ali can feel it. He has lost too many rounds, taken too many punches, failed to impose his will. This is the first time in his career he will lose a decision to a fighter he was supposed to beat easily. The humiliation is almost worse than the pain. Almost. The bell rings to end the fight. Both fighters meet in the center of the ring. Norton raises his arms. He knows he won. Ali knows it too. The referee takes both fighters' wrists and waits for the decision. The scorecards are read. Split decision. 2 judges score it for Norton. 1 judge scores it for Ali. Ken Norton has upset Muhammad Ali. The crowd is stunned. Norton's corner erupts. Ali stands in the center of the ring, expressionless, as the referee raises Norton's hand. That was the moment Ali's aura cracked. In the locker room, the truth comes out. Ali's jaw is broken in 2 places. The doctors examine him and confirm what Ali has known since round 2. The bone is fractured on both sides. It is a miracle he finished the fight. Ali will need surgery immediately. His jaw will be wired shut for 6 weeks. He will not be able to eat solid food. He will lose weight, muscle, conditioning, and he will have to fight Norton again in 6 months to prove the loss was a fluke. The rematch happens in September 1973 in Los Angeles. Ali wins a split decision. It is not dominant. It is not convincing. but it is a win, and it keeps Ali's path to the title alive. 6 months later, Ali fights Joe Frazier again and wins a unanimous decision. Then he goes to Zaire and knocks out George Foreman. He reclaims the championship. He becomes the greatest again. But the loss to Norton never fully fades. It stays in the record books, a permanent reminder that Ali is not invincible, that on March 31st, 1973, in San Diego, a journeyman fighter broke his jaw and beat him. What people forget is how close Ali came to quitting that night. Not just the fight. Everything. In the locker room, after the Norton fight, while doctors worked on his jaw, Ali admitted to his brother Rudolph that he did not know if he wanted to keep fighting. The pain was too much. The embarrassment was too much. The realization that his body was breaking down was too much. He was 31 years old. He had lost to Frazier. Now, he had lost to Norton. Maybe it was time to walk away. But Ali did not walk away. He had his jaw wired shut. He rehabbed. He trained. He fought Norton again and won. And then he kept fighting. For 8 more years. Through wars and masterpieces. Through victories and defeats. Through punishment that shortened his life. He kept fighting because that was who he was, a fighter. And fighters do not quit. Years later, someone asked Norton about the fight. Norton said it was the greatest moment of his career. That beating Ali legitimized him as a fighter. That it proved he belonged among the elite. But Norton also said something else. He said he could see the pain in Ali's eyes during the fight. That he knew something was wrong. That Ali was fighting hurt. And Norton respected him for it. He said most fighters would have quit. But Ali did not quit, and that made the victory mean more. That is the lesson of San Diego. Not that Ali lost, but that he fought 12 rounds with a broken jaw rather than admit defeat. That he endured pain most people cannot imagine because the alternative, quitting, was worse. That toughness is not about avoiding damage. It is about absorbing damage and continuing anyway. Ali's jaw was broken in round 2. He fought 10 more rounds. He lost the decision. He needed surgery. He spent 6 weeks unable to eat solid food. And then he came back and beat Norton in the rematch. Not because the pain went away, but because he refused to let the pain define him. And that refusal, that stubborn, irrational, self-destructive refusal to quit, is what separated Ali from everyone else. Other fighters would have stopped. Other fighters would have protected themselves. Other fighters would have made the smart choice. Ali made the hard choice, and he paid for it. His jaw never fully healed. The break contributed to the slurred speech that plagued him later. The pain became chronic, but Ali did not regret it. He said that quitting in San Diego would have haunted him forever. That fighting with a broken jaw was the right choice, even if it cost him the fight. That is the silence at the center of this story. Not the punch that broke the jaw, not the loss, but the decision to keep fighting. In round 3, when Ali realized his jaw was broken, he had a choice: stop the fight and protect his health, or continue and risk permanent damage. He chose to continue, not because he thought he could win, but because he could not live with himself if he quit. And that choice defined him, more than the victories, more than the championships, more than the trash talk and the poetry and the spectacle. The willingness to fight 12 rounds with a broken jaw, knowing he was going to lose, just to prove he would not quit. That is what made Ali great, not his speed, not his skill, his refusal to surrender. So the question is not whether you would fight with a broken jaw. The question is what you would be willing to endure rather than admit defeat. What pain you would absorb, what damage you would accept, what price you would pay to avoid the label of quitter. Ali paid with his jaw, with his speech, with years of chronic pain, and he said it was worth it. Because in San Diego, on March 31st, 1973, Muhammad Ali learned that losing is not the worst thing that can happen to a fighter. Quitting is, and he chose to lose rather than quit. And that choice, more than any victory, proved who he really was, a fighter, to the end, no matter the cost.